now and minimize certain parts of my screen. I'm going to say absent for the other. Your GoToMeeting shut down? You can just call back in, can't you? All right. So www. Blackboard. So this week. Oh, darn it, Madeline, I just marked you absent. Now I have to record you again. I want to go back to last week's homework, the late submission one. Gabe? I'm going to pick you first. But, all right. Caroline did make quite a few changes. That was the thing. I wanted to review the people who we didn't get to at the end of the class last week, which would have been Nicole, who had quite a few changes, not Catlett Vickers. Madeline, if you've done any changes. Gabe. And actually, Miss Caroline has quite a few changes, so we'll let her go first. Okay, I'm going to send the screen to Caroline.
Hello, everyone. So I'm gonna go to a page that I put without my legend so it could be bigger, more up close. So the main change I made, should I bring up like what it did look like? I don't know if I still have it. Does it matter?
Yeah, I would like to see before. Let's talk
Okay.
about what was wrong.
Let's see.
Because I don't think we got to cover that because somebody was absent. So
It wasn't me. About that. I know I have it on my laptop, so I could go get that. Oh, here maybe.
I think I have it if you don't have it, probably saved as a submission link.
Okay, here we go. So this is where it was, and some changes have been made. So this originally was like 48 inches, so pretty much like right here, and I shortened it to 36, so I don't know if that'll be enough room or still not, but with 36 inches it leaves 18 inches here, so I don't know, it still might be a little not big enough. So I placed my sink here because I wanted it centered on this wall, you know, and then I put my dishwasher on one side and my microwave under the countertop at 15 inches above finished floor, which Allison thought was hilarious. So the problem is that I don't have 21 inches of standing space on the side of my dishwasher. So that made me have to reposition my sink so that I could allow for that. And my island was a little bigger, and so then I didn't have quite 42 inches on some of the sides, so I made the island smaller so I could get that proper space. And then this is my refrigerator. It's paneled front, and then this is my stove, obviously. And this is the longest triangle of the workstation, but it's not 9 feet. It's like 8 something, so it still does meet code. And I kind of wanted my island to be like on casters. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea.
They have those.
Yeah, so she could do whatever she wants with it. Yeah, so this is the old plan. And then I have my new plan. This is still the island. It's a little funky. I have a hanging pot rack. I need to kind of change the visibility of that. But I moved my sink over towards this side because I thought the cabinets on this side were a little heavier, so if it had to be off-centered, it should go to this side over here. So I have just a 15-inch drawer base on between here and then the corner cabinet. This corner cabinet pulls out this way, like with one handle, and it just says I left. I don't know why. And then that would be their recycling bin, and their trash bin could pull out from there. If the trash bin didn't fit, they can put that under the sink. And then I put the dishwasher on this side of the sink. So here's the little dimension that shows, you can't really, whoa, you can't really see where the line of that dishwasher is, but it's right here. And so it's it's like about 23 inches, so just over 21 inches, so that meets the code if my dishwasher's here. And then I took my microwave cabinet out, and I put my microwave tucked under this cabinet because it's kind of, this corner cabinet goes all the way to the countertop, and so this kind of creates like a little nook that's not too awkward for the microwave. Is that good, Allison? Should I move on to a different plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I have my mechanical plan, which really is probably easier to see if I open it because it has color, because I should have saved that one as color. So, and for anyone else using Chief Architect, that kind of, I thought about, since in the drawing standards the cabinets are kind of lighter, I saved as and made my mechanical plan a different file, and then I changed the default setting for the cabinets to be no fill, so that kind of makes it easier to see the switch connections. But I equally spaced my recess lighting for the most part, and I put it like right on the edge of the counter because I read that that was a good place for it. Then I have a switch that connects all of these. I have a garbage disposal switch and GFCI, 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 and then a light for my pendant that can be controlled from both sides. This is the wrong legend on this one, but I have the right one on this one. So there's my little legend for mechanical plan.
Mm-hmm.
So to my elevations now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my sink wall elevation, so you can see how it's uncentered. I think it's all right, though. I have these floating shelves, and this is a mirror, so it looks like a window, but it's a mirror. I thought that would be a nice thing, so it's not like she's just staring at the wall when she's doing dishes. She can keep an eye on what's behind her and that kind of thing. Kind of opens the space up a little bit. And then floating shelves, which would have accessories in it, maybe some cute bowls and mugs and flowers or something. Then this is the dishwasher. I wanted both my other appliances to be paneled fronts, like to match the cabinets, because I have this blue vintage looking French range, so I didn't want them to conflict with that. The Lazy Susan, and then this is the cabinet that goes to the countertop, and then here's the microwave. So there's that elevation. Then this is the wall with my range, and this would be like family photos and whatnot, table, booth. And this is a pot filler, so I thought that was cool. And so here's the china cabinet. It's shorter now, 18 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Then here's my last elevation. So here's the microwave, so you see it's tucked in there nice. And then this is the refrigerator side by side. So I have it center lined, and then I dimensioned the width of each door because they're not the same size. And then this is my pantry. So one side would have like shelves in it for storage, and then the other side would have maybe just like a couple shelves up here. So then they could put like a full-size broom and something like that, so they could have room this way, and then just shelves at the top. Yeah, so those are my elevations. Do you have anything you want to say before I move on to my perspectives?
Nope. Think you're doing fine.
Okay, now my perspectives. So here's a
That's
view.
crazy. It's crazy.
What is crazy?
Just how realistically it can render, and that's not
Yeah.
even the most realistic.
Yeah, so here's that, and you can see my fridge, and I designed this island, so this side, you can barely see it, but it's like a bookshelf. There's a drawer, and then there's a bookshelf on the end, so for cookbooks and stuff like that, and then she has a little storage on this side. Yep. And then here's one where I cleverly snuck that picture from the brochure onto their wall. So there's their little family photo, if
Oh,
anyone
that's
can notice it.
clever.
Isn't that cute? I thought of that today. Hello. Um, so here's that view, and you can see the shelves, like some reclaimed wood to match the table on the island. And then I did a perspective floor overview ray trace, which I didn't know that you could ray trace this view, and you can, so that's really cool. Yeah, I think it looks okay without the sink being centered. That really was like bothering me when I thought, oh, I have to move this, but it doesn't look bad. Okay, so that's all I have.
Nice. I guess the only thing that you're missing is that they had requested the extra counter height seating for people to be at the
Right.
bar, but that was optional. They said if you had space for it, then yes, but if not, then it was probably the last thing. It was the thing that could be cut, so that's up to you.
hmm
But it looks good.
Do you think that 18 inches there is okay?
It's better. If you imagine, I mean, it's not, I would say no. I would say that it's still really small. It's better than before, for sure. So if you have to change it, or I'm suggesting you change it, any type of change is better than what you had before. Usually, even 30 inches is the minimum space that we would give to
Right.
walk through into a space or between panels, or if you really are pressing a code for somebody to get through, move past an edge by, 30 inches would be the minimum. But it's better than nothing. I mean, a kid could get back there,
Right.
so at least you're giving another access point, but I would say it's still cutting it fairly close.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think that I could go any smaller with the china cabinet or probably not?
What is the width right now? 36?
Yeah.
I don't think you'd, I mean, I feel like it almost wouldn't be usable after that because plates
Yeah.
themselves are about, 12 to 18 inches. So
Yeah.
I
Right, right.
think any
So
smaller
I'll
would.
think about that, see if there's flexible solution, moving it around a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Family photo.
Yeah, that was really
Okay.
clever.
Yeah. Then I have these random like horses that just came in the frames, so I thought I'd put their photo in there. They probably do. It's Schoolhouse Charm. It seems like they'd like horses. Oh, they literally do?
I think so. They like
Oh,
outdoor sports and horses and things. So, very well done. Good job correcting everything. Let's see, I wanted to show you what happened to my SketchUp too, but I can't right now. Which student said that? Oh, Madeline. Okay. I was like, well, that could have been any of you, almost. I emailed you back, Madeline, but if it was another email after the email I sent you saying, what was it crashing? Was it crashing from school or home? Oh, there's way more to this. Hold on. Computer, can't access. Can't open anything. All right, we can talk about it after class, but it's good to know. I'm going to go ahead and let Gabe present next, since he had quite a few changes to make. Hey, what's up with your countertop in that picture? Does that,
me?
yeah, you. Does the hutch protrude out?
It does a little bit. It's a little bit larger for some reason.
Hmm.
Um, if you look at this, but I could make it more shallow to match that.
It doesn't have to, but there's another case of does it have rounded edge and it's just not showing it?
It does.
Oh, it's so bad at that. Okay. Well, then I'm okay with it then. As long as it's a rounded edge, it's okay.
Okay. Then I have a little filler in here I added.
Good,
Woohoo,
good
base
job.
fillers.
All right. Let's go
Hmm.
ahead and switch it over to Gabe.
Okay, he's going to use my headset.
There's a bunch over here, but okay.
Not.
I even left mine. I had an extra. He's setting things up.
You know, Gabe, you'd think if you were efficient, you would have already been ready.
True. All right. He's too busy doing his homework for other classes. Thinking. All right, lab people. Let's see what you got going on. Look, he even has accessories on his table today. All right, let's see the changes and explain them slowly. Zoom in a little bit too for me. Even I can't read that. There's the picture, Carolina, the 15-inch minimum space. Oh, that is so dumb. Okay.
What's going on?
Just the rule about the microwave oven placement to be 15-inch above finished floor is ridiculous. All right, Gabe, go ahead.
All right. Well, I changed the whole kitchen because you say so.
That's good.
Well, I use a L shape. It's considered a U shape, right? Well, A shape with the peninsula. Well,
All right.
So yeah. So yeah. Let me close it because I can't see. I'm literally blind. So you can see that the triangle over here. They basically like under the 90, 100 and something, 100 and
Yep, you're good.
yeah. So yeah, that I'm good in that. What else? There's the dimension, the center lines. I wasn't sure if it 39 inches with the chairs.
Usually you'd want like at least 42 probably. There you'd be edging by. I wouldn't see anyone walking back there. And you have open access on the aisle. You're all secretly cutting it real close with the whole chairs along the wall in any way, but I'll let it slide for everyone. Let's see. For the between the chairs, how much would I like you to have?
Between here.
So it looks like you're okay for one person at 32, 36, and you have 39? Yeah, you're fine. I'll say you're fine because it's secondary seating for the stool, and while it'd be nice to have guests up there, you could probably fit 2 people and have one person still sitting at the table, so I will let it be okay.
Thank you. So yeah, you can the space between the sink and the dishwasher is the right. I didn't measure it, but Caroline did it, so I trust in her.
39, 40, 41,
So yeah, that's the floor plan. Do you have any question?
39. I'm doing the math on your whole seating thing again.
39 is it's like probably like what?
Well, really, it's supposed to be 44 for walk past, but then it's 36 for edge past.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
We'll call it okay. I just keep going back to it. I just want to put you through the ringer a little bit. Okay, so that's good. Let me look at it slowly. Here's your dishwasher. What's across from the dishwasher, Gabe? The cabinet. What's across from the dishwasher? The cabinet for the brooms and the other items? Across from it. Yeah.
Oh, this? Yes.
Okay, so that's their broom storage and pantry. And then there's the dishwasher. It's up on the wall. Let me check one thing. And by one thing, I mean many things.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, doors are fine. Triangle's fine. Separating work centers. You're fine. You don't have any tall items separating your work centers. Where's your refrigerator? Remind me.
Right here.
Okay, yeah, it's not in the middle of a work center necessarily because you have the broom closets. You're okay. Work traffic triangle. No, that's fine. 42-inch aisle is fine for the one person that's working back there. I'd say the 40-inch right there is cutting it close for right in the aisle to get into the kitchen where it's 40 inches.
Well, that's the minimum, right?
I think it's 42. You think it's 40?
Yeah, I read that it was 40 too.
40 also.
40 also, yeah.
Is Caroline joking that she thinks it's 40?
No, she's not joking. Hopefully not.
She is. It's 42. But anyway,
I
I'm
can,
sure you can make one of those cabinets 2 inches smaller. What's that end piece? Anything? Or nothing? It just hangs off at the end there.
hmm
Is that not a cabinet, Gabe?
Wait, what?
Yeah, right where your mouse was.
Oh, yeah, that is a cabinet. Like a really skinny one.
What is the usefulness of that cabinet? Is it a drawer or a...
For the pizza thing, like trays and stuff.
Okay, so you could make that smaller, I think. Just
Okay.
make it 2 inches smaller and then you're okay. It's worth it.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so we've got that one covered. Walkway. Technically, no, because it's still a work area. So it has to be 42 because the oven opened up. The oven will be blocking the passage to escape out of the kitchen, so hopefully no fires start, and then it's open, and then you're burning alive on the inside of the work triangle.
Well, somebody can actually jump the island.
All right. 44 passed. If traffic passes behind the seated diner, plan a minimum of 60 for a wheelchair. Not concerned about that guy. Okay, we're still fine with the edge pass. Seating clearance. What is the depth of the seating of the overhang of that countertop? You do not have it dimensioned for me.
I'm sorry.
Yep. How much space is there from the countertop where the chair starts all the way in? This space.
18.
18?
Yeah. Yeah, probably is 18. I can go for Chief Architect and...
Yep. Open it up.
Oh my god.
It's better that we do this now than wait another week. I want to see anyone. This is what my plan is. My plan is to go through these things today with everyone that we can, and then we'll talk about the construction and plans.
I don't know which one I should.
Yeah, pretty much we will be. But I think that that's what's necessary in this class is the critiques at this point, because we've already learned everything in the first semester. We're just duplicating it with a different space. So I would like to see you all, and I'd like your feedback. If any of you want to look through the rules right now, or if you have anything that you feel, it makes it sound like a therapy session, but if there's something that you don't like about the plan.
Just in your folder. In your folder.
So you have your sink, oh, it disappeared.
None of those are that.
24-inch wide landing to one side, 18 on the other, but
No,
really
right.
36. And while we're waiting for Gabe, Tim, you had brought up in the past that you cannot fit everything on your plan when you have it at 1/2 inch, and Caroline confirmed that's true, obviously, with having a legend. So she's been doing hers at a 1/4 inch scale, although for their competition, I think they might have said they'd allow that. So maybe I'll look at that in the background.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
They didn't specify, but they said that if you weren't able to fit for whatever reason the 1/2 inch scale, that another scale was okay. They
Okay.
just didn't say what. And the 3/16 wasn't an option, so I mean,
Okay. So 1/4 inch is fine.
yeah. Well, 5/16.
Alright.
30-inch high. So is it counter height, Gabe? Or does it come up?
No? Oh. Well,
Is it bar height or counter height?
oh, it's freaking 16. Ah, it's high.
It's bar height or counter height?
Kerner. Yeah, the Kerner. I can't pronounce that.
It's counter height.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it matches the counter. Or does it go up a tier?
Oh. Okay. Oh, no. Let me see. Yeah, you can see.
So it
Hey,
is
Allison.
flat. It's counter height. Yes.
I have a quick question.
Mhm.
I'm looking at my refrigerator now. I'm doing that thing where I'm listing all of my appliances and everything.
Mhm.
And I didn't know they have it, but they have a cabinet depth option. They
Mhm.
have one that's 24.8 cubic feet. That's the French door that I have, and they have one that's 19.8 cubic feet. That's the French door that is cabinet. It stops at the edge of the cabinet.
Mhm.
Should I do that one instead?
It doesn't matter if you do the cabinet depth one, then you have to worry about the spacing to the side of your refrigerator on the pull side. They're not concerned about that when it's not cabinet depth.
Okay, good. I'll leave it the way it is then. Good. I have to do another ray trace. Yay.
Now what are you doing, Gabe?
Something.
Oh, you're changing the size. Okay. So there's that little cabinet. So you have two of them?
Yeah. One, I think they changed it for a drawer. Drawer. I don't know what to do.
Do, 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 do.
And there's that.
I do think, looking at your drawing, that you have the wrong height stool. You have a bar height stool at a counter height.
You could modify that easily.
Really?
Because it looks like they'd have about 2 inches for their legs shown.
Okay. But so it will be taller than that.
It'll be shorter? Okay. So, let's see. I was looking at your dishwasher. Oh, you said it was not 18 inches. How many inches was that depth?
16.
And
Yeah.
there's 3 stools, 48 spaces, 38-inch high tables and counters. Nope, we're higher than that. 36. Allow 24-inch wide by 15-inch deep knee space. So you're fine with that because it's 15 is the minimum, what they're suggesting for that height. 24-inch spaces, I'd say you're fine with that for each of those stools. 42, allow 24 by 12. Okay.
You want to see the elevations?
Nope, not yet. Okay, so then to your sink, if you have 36 inches on one side, there's your dishwasher. I am looking for the dishwasher rules because I feel like the dishwasher can't be right up next to the wall for some reason. Might get lucky. Maybe my baby ripped that page out of my book.
Someone else has a book.
No, I'm serious. I feel like that page is the one that always goes missing. The one with the 21 inches space. It was 12, wasn't it? Because that's the one that I called you out on. It was 21?
I don't know if that was in there though. It was on that PowerPoint for that.
I swear it's in here. Hold on. I know it's driving everyone else crazy that we're covering all this, but this is what it's about. So, you think it was on one of my PowerPoints?
Well, no, it was on that.
Ah, There it is, dishwasher placement. So locate the nearest edge of the primary dishwasher within 36 inches of the nearest edge of the sink. Yes, we've done that. Provide at least 21 inches of standing space between the edge of the dishwasher and the countertop frontage. You're fine, you're not hitting countertop frontage. Appliances or cabinets angle the dishwasher. I think you're going to be okay. Clear floor space of 30 inch by 48 inch should be positioned adjacent to dishwasher door. Adjacent 30 inch. Ooh. Oh, that's an access standard. We're not concerned with that. Recommended. All right. You're okay with your dishwasher. You're okay with your sink. Your refrigerator is fine because it's dead. It's not blocking anything. It's next to your cabinetry for your broom. What's next to the refrigerator, Gabe? Your microwave?
Yes.
And it's just sitting on top of the countertop then?
Yeah.
Okay. You're okay with that and your upper
Oh
cabinet.
boy, I think he's hanging. No, seriously, do you want to see the picture?
Sure.
Look. It's like a microwave. Like something is hanging in the top part of this.
Is it a vented one and that's the vent that's attached to it?
No, wait a second. Oh no, I will take that. I take that out then. I don't care. I mean,
Whatever it takes. Okay.
yeah.
So you're okay with that. Where's your trash storage?
Here, and in the end of over here.
I feel like that's really far away from where they're working, where their prep area is.
Okay.
Of all the things to be breaking, it's not the worst, but it is rather obnoxious to have to walk out there if you're cutting something up and then walk out of the entire area to the very last cabinet every time you need to use the trash can. But he could put it under the sink. I'm sure they are going to store lots of cleaning supplies underneath the sink. He does have quite a big cabinet to store brooms. What's the cabinet look like? Is it just a double-doored cabinet, or are there shelves in it? Does it tell you that information for the brooms?
Oh.
You can modify it.
This?
Then maybe if you did modify that cabinet to have more shelves on one side and open broom storage on the other side, allowing you to leave the space open under the sink, although you're not going to have a very tall trash can with the pipes underneath it, you really won't have a lot of space.
Right.
But let's think it. What's under the sink by the refrigerator? Next to the refrigerator where the microwave is. It's just two double open cabinets.
Yeah.
You could put your trash in there. It's prime real estate, but it is prime real estate. One thing I'll be honest with you guys about, I do not have the time to sit around and count all of your drawers and cabinets and make sure that you're meeting all the codes. So I can, for the most part, tell just by how many cabinets you have within the space, if it's going to be enough for the family size and everything. This seems like if we do devote that to the trash can, then we're losing quite a bit of usable space because the rest is taken up with appliances in the base cabinet, and there's and the range takes up a good amount of the space for the overhead cabinets. It wouldn't have a lot of storage.
What?
I was saying you can check yourself and do all the math to figure out how many shelves you have and how many drawers you have to figure out if you have enough space for the maximum size of your kitchen. But I'm not going to take the time to do that for everybody this semester. So I usually do it by thinking of it just logically. And if you think about how many of your cabinets that you're showing or area is taken up or used by an appliance, so this much of your whole sink or peninsula is dishwasher, Then what's next to your sink? Is it drawers? I would think you'd want some drawers.
Okay.
So
I
then
just don't know how to do that. So,
that's okay. You can do that. But these are just suggestions. I'm not angry with you or judging you on that. We're just figuring out space. So if you don't have any drawers, I think you'd want some drawers for spoons and utensils of all types. So we're going to want to add that in. But then, if you think about this peninsula, there's really not that much storage in it because you have appliance, you have your sink, and then at the end you have 2 places for cookie sheets or trays, which is, while it's necessary, I don't know that you would store that many cookie sheets and trays. You do have drawers at the top. Are they false drawers or they're really drawers? Okay, good. Well, at least you have drawers, so that's adding to your amount of space. But just imagine that whole island almost doesn't count as storage except for the drawers. Then on your wall you have quite a few doors on the bottom, but they're all towards the outside of the kitchen.
right.
Can you give me an elevation of the wall that your oven or your stove is on? Speaking of ovens, so they said if we have a range with an oven in the bottom, we don't need an oven, right?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe that was true. There's your vented hood, 2 doors on the bottom. I guess it's not bad. I'm not going to fight you over it. So what's going on? Then you have shelves. Could you add, I know you're not going to love it, but is there space to add more upper cabinets in those empty spaces by the...
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do it.
Does anyone agree that for the size of the kitchen and how much is taken up in the usable work triangle, he might want some more storage in there? Or would you leave it aesthetically as it is? I'm going to call you by name. Tim, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm still trying to decide whether it would make it too crowded or because I think it would. I don't know. It would change the aesthetics. I kind of like it open.
Okay. Nicole, what's your opinion? Catlet.
I think I like it open.
Okay. We're getting votes for open, Gabe. Madeline, what do you think?
I should put
Madeline's secretly not really. Ton, do you like it open, or could you see the usefulness of more cabinets?
Gabe, they can hear you whisper.
You like it open? Okay.
I'd like to see some open shelving as a compromise.
It is shelving in there, but it's not. I get what you're saying. More like shelving that goes all the way up instead of just the...
Oh, okay.
Just 2
Yeah,
shelves.
that could work.
Mhm.
Yeah, a couple more shelves above that on either side of the hood.
Because if they do put plates, that could be, because he doesn't have a cabinet that's acting as her display for her china in it.
Yes, it'd be a good display.
Thank you, Caroline, for your 2 cents. We've all enjoyed them. All right.
You're welcome.
Let's
I didn't.
see. Madeline.
Of course Tim
Oh,
didn't.
Madeline typed over there. I see. She likes how it is now. Okay. So, yeah, maybe add some shelves going up vertically. So, because they were looking for glass that they could see their china through. If you're not going to do that and you want to do a more open way of displaying the china, that's fine. You just have to explain that in your concept so they know that that's what you're doing. I'd put a explicit line in there saying that that is where you're choosing to showcase her china.
All right.
Yes. All right, the focal point of the range hood. All right, so then your trash storage is way out there, looming in the distance.
Are you making fun of it?
It's okay.
I mean, I can change it.
No, I mean, really, it's fine with where it is. The other spot was prime storage
Oh, yeah.
real estate.
Yeah, that
It's
looks
one thing or another. Either you're going to have to reach farther to get heavy plates of some type or whatever you're storing in that bigger cabinet to the left, or you'd have to go out to there to get the trash. Maybe we think of it this way. It's closer to the door unimpeded, so that's positive.
because you don't get
Okay.
nothing. It doesn't look good.
Auxiliary sink we don't have. No more than 48 inches. We're fine with that. Kitchen planning. Distance enclosure spaces set by manufacturer. That's a whole thing you guys aren't going to take the time to do. Unprotected surface, protected surface. Oh, how many inches do you have from the top of your range to your hood? Does it automatically do it right, or he picks a hood and throws it in there? It doesn't figure the safety of the distance, I'm assuming. And do you have a shelf underneath that hood?
So?
I don't
No.
think. Yes, you do. Go into your 3D.
Oh my goodness. You're killing me. Hold on.
It's better now, and instead of when we have random jurors. We don't have a jury, but I can invite people to your finals. Maybe I'll invite Fernando
No,
to your
please don't do
finals.
that.
Oh, I guess it's just the seaming. It's making the seams of the tiles show up as a shelf, maybe. It looked like a shelf in that view, but it looked almost like a shelf was under the hood, and I was like, no, we cannot do that. So you're okay. Now go back to the other view. Oh, go back to your...
Why you guys screwed me so bad?
Go back. No, you're doing well. Look how much you've improved. Really, we haven't changed much at all.
This one?
Yes. So I want to know the distance between the top of the range. Oh, I think I can see it over there. So 18 plus a little less than 10. So it looks like 20. We'll call it 26-ish from what I can tell just by looking at it. And unprotected, 30. At least 30 inches of clearance is required between the cooking surface and unprotected combustible surface before it, but we have a hood, so allow 24 inches between the cooking surface and protected non-combustible surface. Perfect, you're fine. You have 26, you're okay. Cooking surface, ventilation, that's fine. Nothing with the window. Your microwave sitting on a surface which isn't ideal, but if you have to break one, that's okay. It's better than 15 inches above finished floor. So, microwave landing area. Yours is sitting on top. Provide at least 15 inches area above, below, or adjacent to handle side of microwave oven.
You want to see
Yeah,
that
let's go
elevation?
for that guy.
Oops. Hold on. 18. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you're opening out that way towards. I think you're fine. 15. Oh, here's the sit on top. Yep, there's the 15. There's your thing. You're fine. Okay, so combining landings. Try not to concern you with that. 36, 36. Okay, a total of 158 inches of countertop frontage, 24 inches deep, with at least 15 inches of clearance above is necessary to accommodate all uses. So 148, usable counter. You have 36. Go back to your plan view for me.
For plan, right?
Yeah. So you have 36 and about 24. You're really 60.
What?
You don't have a ton of counter space, but it's okay. That's okay. So you
Can I? No, it's gonna look bad. But I was thinking, like, in the island.
Mhm.
Can I make more kind like like really tall ones?
I guess I'm
Uh,
not understanding.
what I'm saying, like in the island,
Mhm.
can I put like 2 more? I guess. No, it's gonna look bad, so it's fine.
I think
I mean,
I think you're good with what you've got. It's just difficult because it's hard once you cut up the space a little bit and with appliances, but I think you've done well following the rules for the most part. I'm not going to fight you on it too much. You have good prep area, that's for sure, by your sink, and that's a big one. And then you have a nice area between the stoves. So you have kind of stations that you've created for yourself along the sides. I think enough for what you're doing. And then rounded countertops, that's just if you set your countertops to be rounded or not. I think we're almost to the end game. All right. You're good.
I'm good.
Yep.
No, you don't want to see the perspective, nothing.
Yeah, of course I want to see your perspective.
Oh, it's black and white. I
Well,
thought you want to see it in color.
See what happens when you have Carolyn help?
I know. So there's your perspectives. You are going to want to change your stools to be counter height so then people can sit at them.
Okay.
Other than that, they look very nice.
Thank you.
I like your
Alright.
ceiling.
Yeah, I switch for wood instead of the wallpaper or ceiling paper. Yeah, give it more. It looks better. I don't know. It looks better to me.
Yeah, very nice.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's see. I think that I'm ready to move on to my next student then. Thank you for sharing, Gabe. It looks like you're good to go. Where's your mechanical? Let's just check your lights. Did you... What?
Yeah,
So the other one we didn't get a look at. We looked at everyone's last week. So there's your S2. Did it prompt you to do an S2?
What's that?
Where it says two-way switch?
Oh, yeah.
So there you're going across. I don't understand what the two-way switch is doing. Is it just me?
Oh, you don't know what it's doing?
No.
Oh, it's going for the chandelier and then the 3 for the hallway. I don't know if you had to do those the whole way.
Well, then how is it going? So the chandelier in there, and then it connects to the other one?
Yeah, because this is a 3-way, so it's going through to the chandelier. The same. The 3-way is going to the chandelier as well. But I don't know why it looks like that. I don't know.
I don't think it. I think. Anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that it would be. Did it automatically do the S2? Okay. I think that it's a S3. And it just seems weird. I was just having this discussion with Kayla at work today that no one really knows when to use the S2. Anyone know when to use the S2?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, so I think stick with the S3 because an S3 has, you have the 2 circuits that you're getting to go back and forth and then one that it can switch to when it's not in use. So the S3 is what you want in this situation where you have one switch on the one side of the room and one switch on the other. It's always S3. And then here where you have different things connecting to it, that's fine. I would say you don't need to make, so you made a loop around, you connected those three. I don't think you need to loop it back to the switch. You see how this closes a loop? Like this?
Mm-hmm.
I think you just need to go, you could go like one way, connect, and then go to the switch. It doesn't need to loop to itself. You could just, or you could go this way and then come around somehow. It doesn't need to go back to the switch up there.
All right.
You guys can't see me. I'm pointing to my screen. It would just go down, over, up, then down to the other switch
Oh, okay.
instead of connecting. And
Alright.
then let's see. You got the ones in the middle of the island. Where are those being controlled from?
For the three-way over here.
I don't see them connecting. Can you zoom into the...
Oh, they're not connected.
All right. So
Jeez.
go ahead and...
Oh.
Switch on the one by the island instead of behind it.
Yeah, well... Because they'd have to go back between that little tiny space to get back there by the... You mean on the cook side of the island, a switch? Or on the seated side, Caroline? Yeah, I feel
I
like
like it in the seating area. Okay. I don't know.
No, that one's
No, the seating area is fine. We're talking about, she's saying, why wouldn't you put the island lighting by the island so if you were sitting at it, you could flip
Right
it
here.
on somewhere in there. Yeah, and I don't know how often you're going to walk
right.
back behind there and then flip it. I feel like that would be they'd be one of the first ones I flipped in when I came into the room where you're at right now. Like just turn them on or turn them off, maybe.
Right. Well, I was what I was thinking is connecting with the two lights that are in here, like in the stove, and then Caroline told me this light is not necessary, so I'm probably gonna take that out.
Yeah,
So
it is.
that connects with those.
So you're gonna end up having this, the do, then all of those, right? So around to this guy and then all of those.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. Just connect them.
Okay.
And then you have all those center guys. And you have ground fault circuit interrupters. All right, and then you have a plug for your microwave, I'm guessing.
Yep.
And usually there's a hood plug, but I don't know if it brings it in automatically. You can have one too, kind of what I had in AutoCAD class. I know there's a symbol for a hood plug, but I don't know if you guys have it in here.
Okay.
And dishwasher, you have a ground fault circuit interrupter over there. There's usually the same thing for the dishwasher as well.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Other than that, I see how that's connecting. We fixed that. I think we've beat this one into the ground, Gabe. We can move on. It's okay.
Finally, I do something good.
You did. You did good. Like, that's what space planning is all about, is working through all the different situations.
Awesome.
And call that
Great.
getting your money's worth. Okay. What is that? Current time tracker log entry.
Chief Architect will log how many hours you work in there.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you don't
That's interesting. That's really cool. You guys should have that tracker for your homework, and then you could send me a file that says, you'd probably sit there and just shake your mouse, though, while you watch television. I spent 17 hours. I know some of you do, though. So,
Sound good?
you're good. I'm going to call it
Right,
good.
bye. Just-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think you're cheating with the chair on the end there. It probably goes past the boundary line. This guy? Yeah, I bet that's past that dotted line that you don't have shown there. Towards the door. I'm just saying. Okay. I think it's definitely, yeah, it feels like a Monday. But anyway, yeah, I got a case of the Mondays. Maybe it feels like it should be Friday. All right, we'll move on. Madeline, do you have anything that you've worked on since we talked last week? I know you've been having some issues with your computer, and I know that was more SketchUp, but do you have anything that you've hand drawn, or how were you trying to draw? We were still hand drawing it, correct? Okay. Did you have anything you'd like to share, or do you want to wait another week? Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Tan, did you make many changes? Yes? Okay. Did you want to share some of them? Okay. I'll go ahead and give Tan the camera. Or not camera, presentation rights. Tan. You don't have to, there's another set. Those are nice and warm already. Oh boy. There's Tan's layout. Oh, those are interesting. I like the drawing you made with your mechanical lines. I cannot hear you, Tan. I think your mic is muted. I still don't hear you. Does anyone else hear? Cannot hear you. We will get there, everyone.
Thank you.
Perfect. Kind of.
Alright,
Okay, we can hear you.
hello. I'll show you my plans. I have some problem with, hang on. First is about guideline. Number two, like the door. My outlays and door might touch each other. So in order to avoid that, I what did I say? I moved the island toward the kitchen. I moved the island toward the kitchen about of 53 inches.
Okay.
I think, yes. I should have that line, I don't know. Yes, right here.
Mhm.
So that make sure that they won't touch each other if they open at the same time. Because I can't move it around. I mean, because I need some space for, between the fridge and my range.
Mhm.
So yeah, that is the only way that I can think. I just move this island toward a little bit.
Mhm.
Yep. And yeah.
So there. Your aisle looks fine. Where's your display of her china?
I don't have the China place, but I do have the prom here. This is my elevation.
Mhm. The broom closet.
The prom closet, yes.
Okay. She does want to display her china somewhere. So
Okay.
it doesn't mean that you have to add anything. You could change the faces of those cabinets to be glass. If you don't have any room to change anything, you could make these have the glass that you can see through and call that a display for them. Or if you wanted to add shelving, what is this above? Well, that's, you wouldn't want to do, you couldn't do much above the stove, but if you were willing to change some of your cabinets to glass, but of course some of it will just be normal storage for dishes.
Okay.
But that was one of the things she was looking to do. Look, you have a spray can on your mouse. Interesting. Okay, so I'd say that's the only thing you're really missing. Did you have any other rules you were concerned about?
Right here. The distance between the chair and the wall.
Yeah, that's the one where I said you're all breaking that rule, pretty much.
I have 15 inches for now.
That's definitely not enough space. And
Okay.
if I was all of you, I would take my table and I would move the chair all the way back to that dotted line. And I would not worry about the fact that it's,
Like this?
yeah, I would not worry about the fact that that's in the walkway, because when you're seated there, no one's walking by necessarily. You're having a meal as a family. I'd move it more towards that dotted line than I would towards the wall, because that's empty space that's kind of malleable and constantly changing, as opposed to that wall is always there. You're always going to have to be scooting your way back there. But the space behind the chairs on the dotted side could possibly be open all the time at any moment. It's only when people are walking through. So if you have to break that rule and kind of impede on the walkway a little bit, as long as the chairs are pushed in, they're not passing the line technically.
Okay.
I wouldn't count as much the space for the chair into that. I'd push it back a little bit, push your table back still a little more towards the wall. But I'd give it, if that's 15, maybe until there's at least 30 inches to get back there.
Well, right now it's 27 inches.
Okay. So that's better in my opinion, but it is so much space. I know. It is residential in my opinion that you can get by with a lot in reality, but
Oh,
it's up to you. If
table.
you want to scoot it back a little bit more, I just know we're all doing it. Every single plan is doing it, and I don't see much change unless you were to bring the kitchen way out from that back corner and have your seating somehow where her kitchen is and change it completely. You're going to impede on that a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's probably the lesser of the two evils, because it's all open space unless they're sat down to eat. So your mechanical plan is kind of interesting. I think you have too many dash lines going on with all those lights. Is that you just don't know how to do them in here, where you made this, yeah, the fun shape?
I don't know.
You just want to go around the outside, so you'd go loop, loop,
Okay.
loop. You wouldn't have a beautiful fun shape like that.
Okay.
It'd just be plain loops around the outside so that it's clean, and then it's easier to see the centers of your lights. And
Okay.
then you don't really give me information for your mechanical plan. Is this your final mechanical plan, or the mechanical plan you turned in?
This one will be the final one I'm going to turn in.
Okay. So you need to give me some type of dimensioning from the furniture to one of those lights, the centers of the lights, so then I have an idea of where it falls. So you're missing that. And this switch over here is odd. you don't need to come out this way. You would put the switches side by side on the wall, not stacked out this way.
Yes.
So you'd stack them side by side instead
Um,
of down.
I have like this.
Oh, so it comes in that way? That's interesting. I've never seen it that way. All right, then I'll count it. I'll see it as a viable option. If it comes in as a block, then I'm assuming they know what they're doing.
Okay.
What? There you have a wine rack?
Yes.
Okay. I guess. Yeah, the main thing you're missing, so you're good that you have extra seating as the bar space, which some people are missing, but you are missing her china cabinet, which she does ask for. So if we could figure out some space for that or a display
Maybe
cabinet.
this space. I have a little room right here.
But there's a door on that wall. That was the wall where I said nobody drew the door because they read the packet and it said it didn't tell you exactly where the door fell, but there's actually a door right about where your camera is. So there's a door here. And oh, no one can see my screen. There's a door where it says camera on her screen, and then where the chairs are in the living room, there's two windows on either side of, one window on each side of that chair. So
Okay.
there, you can't put anything down there. But,
Okay.
and you're also, for the competition, stuck within that dash line. You're not allowed to come out of it for any of your furniture.
Okay.
But if you could plan it, like I said, if the cheat around it would be just to make one of those upper cabinets glass or to make them all glass.
Okay.
If you could find a cabinet you like to look at. You have plenty of space with your sink and your range. Your microwave has 15 inches. Is that accurate? How many inches are between your range and your microwave?
About 15 inches.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, 15 3/8. All right, you're good. And then I'd say for your elevations, I know that if you're going to turn in your final elevations for the project, while this is pretty, I would want the dimensioned ones to be in black and white, and then
Yes.
a separate set that are in color and dimension, or just in color and not dimensioned. Ouch.
Okay.
Can she do that? Yours are like that, correct, Caroline? They're in black and white.
Yes, when you put it to the layout.
Yes. They want to.
With the elevation in Chief, like once you send this to layout, it'll still look in color, but then when you save it as a PDF, you can choose whether it's in color or black and white. And then you just put print in color and you uncheck that box.
So it doesn't print any of the background colors, it prints it as a line drawing.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like your oil and vinegar are teetering off your table.
Because she moved the table.
Oh, okay. So, let's see.
Gabe said it's not that funny.
What is in the space between the two upper cabinets? Is that a hood then that's rectangular? A vented hood? What is this right here, Ton?
It's the hood.
It's a hood? Okay. It just looks so contemporary, I couldn't tell. All right. Yeah, I like your colors. I like your paints and selections. And the wireframe chairs. Go back to your plan view for me, please.
Yes.
So, yeah, your switches are fine then. We talked about that. You have a three-way switch. I just don't know that you need it. What does the third switch do?
I was thinking if I can do three-way witches.
Well, so the three-way switch like we talked about in AutoCAD where it's a switch over here and it turns it on and off, then
Yes.
what do you want to turn on from where and from here to here, or how are you going to use it? Because right here you just have two things that you're switching. In reality,
Yeah.
you just want these on different switches, or you want these to turn on at the same time. Is that what you're doing?
I want this switches right here. Gonna control the light here.
Okay.
And the switches right here gonna control the light in the dining table.
All
Right
right.
here.
Okay.
But
That's
I need to
interesting.
ask you.
They're really far apart, but I think what you're need. Can I have your mouse?
Yes.
And I think I figured something out the other day about this. Where was it? There's the chat. I swear I found a draw tool the other day. It's gonna drive me bonkers. Okay, I have the mouse. So she wants this switch here to control these lights in here, right, Ton?
Yes.
And these lights. Is that right?
The other one.
And this light? Or and these?
No. The switches right here will control this one as well.
Okay, so you could either turn this off from here or here.
Yes.
And then you could either turn these off from here or here.
Yes.
All right, so I think what you need to do then is, and I really do know there was a draw tool somewhere in here. There's an option for more than the mouse. You need to follow my mouse. So I'm going to draw a line from here
Yes.
to here. Do you see that?
Okay.
To here, to here, to here, and then to the switch. So they actually connect. So you can see how that switch controls this, 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 this. Big connection over, and then up to here.
Okay.
And then it wouldn't look like this. It would say S3.
Okay.
Okay, and you'd have two of them. So you would have one S3 that does that set, and then you would have another S3, and it would go from here to here, and then to the other set you were talking about. You know, was it this one or however you were going to do that? Now I forgot it. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you always connect both switches on each side,
Okay.
and then it would make it back to the other side. So always go for
I mean, I don't really have to. I just think, and then I want to ask you if that work.
Well, I could see when you're coming home from work and it's the first thing you turn on that, I don't know, as long as, I think you're okay, as long as you have lights. Because think about, you're walking in your house. Okay, I turned on the dining room, and I can turn on the living room, which
Yes.
you still don't need 3 here, though, was what I was getting at. You only need 2 to do that. So
Okay.
it could just be individual switches, like a S and an S, and this one goes here and this one goes here. So
Okay.
then you'd have a lighted path, but then I guess there is quite a distance to get to the kitchen before the next light switch.
Yes.
So if anything, I might do, you have to think about what's going to be on at the same time. Yeah, I might do a switch, an S3 that's completely separate from these. So S3 here that goes over and then comes to either just these and then over to the wall, or either an S3 that comes over and goes to these and then over to the wall. So then you're controlling that just from both those locations.
Okay.
So you have a main light from the kitchen you can control from here as well.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do all of them, so then they're both areas.
Okay.
But yeah, other than the shape being a little funny and then needing some dimensions for the center lines of these to either a wall or a counter, you're
Yes.
looking in fairly good shape. And these are ground fault. This needs to be a ground fault circuit interrupter as well because it's in the kitchen area
Yeah.
instead of a plain one. This one's fine.
Yeah.
And your fan is fine. So those
How about this? The outlet next, the outlet in this area.
that one would be a ground fault circuit interrupter as well. Anything
Okay.
in the kitchen area, I would just
Okay.
make it that.
Yes. Even it's far away from the sink.
I would. Yep.
Okay. So next by the sink, I have um a little small cabinet, 9 inches wide.
Mhm.
Should I just keep that or make it like a fill?
I would keep it. Like
Okay.
Gabe said, for trays and things that you could store.
Yes.
All right. 8:51. I'm going to cut you off then because I think we've really covered for the most part what you'd need to change or fix. And Tim, I think you're fine. And Nicole Catlett, I think you're fine. Madeline's still working. Everyone else is presented. So we're going to go back in time to the packet and review. Let me pull up my kitchen and bath. We should all look at my really old SketchUp model of my bathroom intro and see if it's like a good bathroom or not. The bathrooms really aren't as hard as the kitchens. Ivy Tech 20 kitchen and bath. It's your favorite time, guys. It's packet time. So we're going to go through, find session 1, the drawing standards. I don't want it like this, though. I want to open with Adobe Reader. All right, so much better. Okay, so here's our floor plan. This again, Madeline, is the packet that's available under session 1. That's really helpful for reviewing how, especially for hand drafters, what you should look like at the end. Oh,
We
can you
can't
see
see
mine?
your
Yeah, I
screen.
was just thinking that. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I never took it back. There you go.
Okay.
PDF. All right, Madeline, this is the one. So this is under session 2 on Blackboard. Here we have our floor plan, which we all are in great shape on that. Here is the construction plan that we could be doing for our kitchen. And by could, I mean will be doing this week for our kitchen if you need to do it. So for those of you who are building any new drywall or who are cutting holes in anything, adding windows for any reason, obviously I don't see any of you guys doing that. But if you're adding a wall, for instance, Tim, if you kept that planter wall, you would need to do a construction plan and show where you're adding the wall using a construction legend. Does Chief allow you to do that? I know Caroline knows the answer to this question.
In Chief, I don't think there's a specific way you could do that, but you could definitely use just like the CAD lines you can draw. And if you're in the kitchen and bath set, the lines are open walls like that anyways.
Mhm.
And so you could just draw with CAD lines in there and it would work out.
Okay. So reading their plan, we can see that they added a wall here. And then here, the opening was closed, so possibly they had a door there or a window there before, and they filled it in with drywall. And then here, there was a wall removed, and here it says relocate case opening on this wall. And existing walls obviously are the solid lines. So these are all basically striped with thin, lighter lines. Then you have the blocking kind of symbolizing your studs for the wall being added. And then you have wall removed as being dash, and that pretty much covers everything that could fall on the construction plan. So if you've done any construction, then that's what will be needed to be done for homework this week, along with, I think we're pretty far actually, construction plan, mechanical plan, center lines. So here's what's missing from a lot of your mechanical plans are the center lines. So this is what I was talking about on Tons, was she was missing all of these dimensions between each of the lines centers, or each of, sorry, the light centers, not line centers. And then here's the dimension to the cabinetry that I was talking about. And then Ton, did you have all your exterior dimensions? I wasn't even paying attention to that. So keeping with the floor plan dimensions of the openings, and was that all on your plan?
The exterior dimension?
For the mechanical plan, did you still have your exterior dimensions that showed your openings and your overalls?
Yeah, I still have that.
Okay, I just didn't remember it, so
Mm.
I trust you. And then here's the switch that you can see they do from both sides. So here's that three-way switch where it goes around and it does all these lights, and then it goes to the other side. So you could turn it from here or here. They connect the two.
Okay.
And then let's see. We have our, here's the elevation, how I said I want it in black and white, and
Yeah.
then dimensioned. So Caroline said she could help you with that in the layout. Is this a feature in Chief to do the elevation symbols? Because really we should have elevation symbols on the floor plan and then in the plan. And I could make a note of that as follow-up for us to do on all our plans if it's not already.
I think there's probably a way to do that in Chief Architect. And if not, you could probably like make it up with a circle and text and lines. Because I mean, it puts the elevation symbol on the plan view, and then when you send that to layout, it says elevation 1 under it, and you can either suppress that label or leave it. But yeah,
Okay.
I can look into that and see, and then tell you next week how I did it.
Sorry, thank you. Madeline, it only needs to be in pencil for now, and then for the final, once we're sure it's the layout that you're going to choose, and we've given you a better review as a class, once you have more, then that's when you'll ink it. You'll ink it for your final presentation. Okay, but notice, Madeline, for you, that there's thicker and thinner lines. So the detail work is thinner. The overall exteriors of the cabinets would be a thicker line. And then things that are closer towards you are thicker as well. And then things that are further away are thinner. So there's a whole bunch of rules with blind weights. And here's more examples. Here's their elevations. Most of us have gone to digital programs now. Let's see. Countertop plan you're not doing. I just want to make sure we're not missing anything. Really, guys, I think you're pretty much caught up. And what I'm going to go into next week then is going to be, for this week, it's just a construction plan if you need a construction plan. And I'll post that tomorrow, if not tonight when I get home, but I really doubt it's going to happen at 11 o'clock. And then the quiz for this week, you don't have any. You guys are actually done and caught up with all the quizzes. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Quizzes are such a great way to raise everyone's grades. So,
Not really.
Or lower them.
Yeah,
so
or
that's
lower
why.
them. Oh yeah, I guess this class does have a harder one. But I still need to let's talk about that. It's not over yet. Let's talk about Goofy Quiz and make sure I get caught up on all my follow-up while I'm in here. Here's a better construction plan that's clearer to read. So if you added any type of pocket door where there had been a swinging door, walls added, removed, or existing. But only if you need it. You're not going to make up a construction plan. Top view, elevation view, plan view. Those are details. Okay, I think we're good. Not going to read through this again. Oh, wait, Madeline, here's lettering information. So making sure that the sizes are correct when you're drawing by hand, that the title block's 1/2 inch and then 1/4 inch for titles. And then the specifications and symbols are 1/8 to 3/16. So these are all good things for hand drawing. But yeah, this packet is a winner. Okay. Ooh. I didn't realize they had everything in here too. Centerline all appliances. I think I've checked that on all your stuff. Haven't gone through this guy in a while. We're good. Okay, let's check this crazy quiz out. Was it number 7? What was it? Anyone remember specifically which quiz? I don't remember from my email. I have a follow-up page set up. Where is my Blackboard? No, you may not redo all the quizzes. Okay, I'm going to turn the screen off for a second as I find someone's quiz. You guys let me know. So I'm thinking it was the one about LEED, which means in the grade center. It was environmental for kitchen was the weird one. Does that sound accurate? You guys are so quiet tonight. It's very bothering. I know Nicole is sick, so she is not held responsible for being.
Come on.
It was last week, I think. Did we have a quiz last week?
Submission. You didn't last week because that was when I was in Florida. The week before that, so it would have been kitchen layout concepts, mechanical plan, critique. Not your site visits. So here's mechanical kitchen, environmental kitchen. Does that sound right? I think that's it. So if I go into Nicole and click you, is this the one with link? LEED? I know it was the one that said, what does LEED stand for? Okay, yep. LEED stands for false. That one. Okay, so nobody else actually emailed me besides Nicole on this quiz. So I know Tim had
And
said,
Tim.
But you didn't though, did you, Tim?
Yeah,
I don't
I think so.
I don't
No,
remember.
I brought it up in class.
Yeah, and then I had said, please email me so I could remember. So she emailed me that, and I know the 17 was wrong. There was another one you were arguing for, Nicole. Was it in an email that you sent to me? Because I could pull the email up. I think so.
Yes, I think so.
Not
I
a
think
text.
There was a couple. No, not a text. It was an email.
Okay.
Yeah, I put in 24 inches, and they wanted 24, and they counted it wrong. But it was a distance, so it is 24 inches. But
Oh, so it counted your measurement wrong because you put.
yeah, I put in the inch symbol.
So that's a
And they
different.
just-
That's
They
a.
wanted a 24 without the inch symbol.
So your
But they were
quiz.
asking the distance.
Your quiz is a different quiz then, Tim.
Yeah, that was the other quiz. But I think I sent the email on that. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm old.
You're
I
old.
think you got problems. Wait till you get to 59.
The greatest consumer of water in a kitchen is the sink. I think you argued that one. You said sink and it was dishwasher, and then you argued about hand washing. But that one I think I can prove is what I said it was. So everyone needs to get question number 17 right. So I'm going to go through and change that on everyone's to be correct, no matter what you put. Nope, I'm not giving you all 100%. Seven. Yeah, the quizzes were a little rough. Okay, so I'll mark that one down. And other than that, I think we're good. We might leave early tonight, guys, honestly. I think that we're almost ready for the final. What I'm going to do next week, though, sorry I got off track, is come up with a clear plan. For this class, I don't have as clear a plan of how I want it presented, and there's some students turning things into me as JPEGs. There's some turning them in as PDFs. I like PDFs, especially for the chief users and for CAD. I like PDFs. I would like to come up with a way of turning the PDFs in at the proper scale, and for the most part we are. I know, Nicole, we need to figure out your dimensions before your final layout, so that might be something we talk about in class. And I don't care if people aren't using CAD besides you. That's just, these are the things we're going to cover, just like in CAD. The last 2 weeks need to be getting those presentations perfect. So we'll go through dimensioning, checking again, making sure that's all right. I know that there's still 2 outstanding students we have to give full critiques to because they haven't finished. Then I'm thinking for your inspiration photos and your elevations, I might ask for a stylized PDF that's fairly universal. Where'd that girl go? I was going to ask Caroline because she had Cheryl talk her through this class before she started because she completed it in advance, if there was a type of presentation method she wanted. Obviously, I've asked for a copy of any prior classes and they were lost somehow in translation between the many years of this class. So we're going to be the first class and we're kind of setting the bar. I'm hoping to come up with what is easiest. Let's talk. Is PowerPoint pretty universal for everyone? Is that what everyone's using, or Google Docs, or what is something everyone uses? InDesign, Publisher, what's best?
A lot of people use Publisher. I prefer PowerPoint.
I
But
prefer
that's just, I'm
PowerPoint.
familiar with PowerPoint.
Who uses
Today, Cheryl went over in class today, how to use Publisher. For
Okay.
anybody that didn't know how, she walked through it today.
Okay, so we might go through Publisher. You think Publisher is the most standard here of presenting things?
I would say so, just because you can choose your page size, but really, I mean, Publisher and PowerPoint are practically the same thing.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of difference. Well, I mean, Publisher, you can do brochures and that kind of thing, but just for like an average slide size, they're about the same.
Yeah, I love PowerPoint. Well, that's what work uses, so. Maybe we'll go through both of those and kind of weigh the benefits of them, and I'll make a presentation in PowerPoint the way I would want it. And then, does anyone have from another class a past publisher? Do you have a publisher?
I have tons, yeah.
So bring one of those and or even send me one if you would, Caroline, so I can.
For like just any project?
Any project, yeah.
Okay.
Because I just want a way to standardize how people turn in their final instead of just PDFs, and in a big file. So.
Right. So you want them to put the layouts into Publisher?
They'll turn in a PDF set. No matter what, for both of my classes, you will turn in a PDF set that at any given time you could go print it at Kinko's on C-size paper, or for you it'll be 11 by 17 for this class. But I would like a presentation, like a slides of the
selections and stuff.
Perspectives, all of those things, and kind of organize how we want to lay that out.
Mm-hmm.
So
like I did my portfolio in Publisher, if that's any, because you saw that.
Yeah, that's good.
You can do anything with it, but if you want to use like a template, like a page that's kind of already like has a background and has different slide styles, PowerPoint would be the way to go. I mean, for this, since it could be, any size, 8.5 by 11 to just show on the screen, PowerPoint, I mean, I would probably use PowerPoint myself.
Yeah, it's just more work to do Publisher.
Yeah, because you have to pick the background and, do that whole thing. And in PowerPoint, there's a lot of different slide styles you can choose already in there.
Yeah, I love PowerPoint. We'll talk about it more next week, and I'll come up with some from work, and then Caroline can bring her portfolio for publisher just to look at it. I think most of you are in Cheryl's class, so you went through publisher like Nicole did as well today. So if it comes down to it and you say you hate PowerPoint, while I want it standardized, like Caroline's saying, for on-the-screen presentation, as long as it just looks clean and we have a nice visual of your specifications next to your actual renderings. I want it to be like digital boards is what I'm getting at. So we'll see kind of a floor plan, a rendered floor plan, and a perspective and all of that jazz. And maybe mini shots of your different layouts that you have, but I'll figure it out before next week. And I'll definitely have more time after that to get really creative because I'll be around all the time. So I'm going to call it a night tonight and let my video start rendering. So everybody is dismissed.
Allison,
Yes.
just before I don't forget, I did fix my PDF of the mantle zoom, and I emailed it to you.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good night.
Yep, you too. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. She was really sick. Yep, I'll try to leave it running because you said it finished last time, right? It didn't need to be, you didn't have to go in and